But that's good in some cases because like it's room for innovation, and then you kind of like, yeah, you can be the driving force, not putting too much pressure on you, but to kind of bring them up to date type of thing. What area? Because you said Georgia, most people that are from Atlanta say Atlanta. Say not Atlanta. Are you on the outskirts?
Columbus.
Columbus. Okay, I feel like I've heard of Columbus before. Um,
It's right by Fort Benning military base, Army.
okay, okay. I'm not too familiar. Like I drive through. I've not now, but I have driven through Georgia, and like just to go up north, like I said, because my family, like I have family in North Carolina, I have family in New Jersey that I would go visit, and so like I've driven through it, and I've been there like to like the Martin Luther King Center thing, and like I went to a college tour on there out there, but it was never like really to stay. One place I was told has really good land near Savannah, has really good land, and the housing community is really good. Is maybe you are familiar with what I'm speaking of. Like there's like you can get a 5 bedroom house, and you're gonna get like a huge house for like $250,000, and stuff like that. That might have changed. That was a few years ago.
That's pretty much all of Columbus or all of Georgia, except for Atlanta.
Mm,
Yeah, housing is a lot cheaper in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, the southern areas.
yeah, where people are not really traveling to. Someone said the same thing about Alabama to me recently as well.
Yeah.
A few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a remote worker or got some kind of cash flow coming from not having to go do anything, you just got an outside income. Yeah, one of the cheap states would be awesome. Even like Montana or
But it's like
Wyoming.
there's no beaches, and there are no beaches and no. I like, and I get that because a lot of people influence that. Even my grandmother, she's to the point she's just like, you want to be in Florida. Florida's a red state, so she really does not like Florida. But like, she's just like, we'll argue back and forth about that consistently. Like, you want to be in Florida by yourself? Because I moved down here with my now ex-husband, and so I've been divorced for a year now. And like, he lives with his wife, and they don't even live in the state anymore. And it's just me and my boys here. And like, they always are talking to me like, you should go other places. There's other cheaper places to live. But like, the air is so clean. Like, I feel so good when I go outside. Like if I'm having a down day, I literally go outside and it's not a down day anymore. So it's difficult for me to really just be like, yeah, let me just pick up and dip. And like I haven't been to the beach in like a year now, but like before, and that's just because of my current situation, but before it was literally like every single day. Every single day I was at the beach. I would drop my kids off to daycare and I would go to the beach because of just the atmosphere and the smells and just the colors. It feels really good. So I don't want to live on the beach because I'm very like we get affected by the hurricanes where I'm at. So living on
Right.
the beach, I just no, that's
So you're
not.
not far from the beach. You're just not on the beach. That's cool.
Maybe like an hour from Cocoa, and like a few hours from Miami. I've never been to Miami Beach to like Miami Beach. I've only left for a cruise out of Miami.
Oh, you're way down there. If you're close to Miami, geez.
No. I'm nowhere near Miami. Like I'm far from Miami.
Oh, okay.
And I've only been to Miami one time. Miami is probably like 3-4 hours away from me. I'm in Orlando Kissimmee area. You know what?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm close to Disney World. Really close to Disney World.
Yep. Pretty centrally located, actually.
Yeah, I used to work for Disney, but then like Disney is like horrible. And I said this before, and I don't like to taint anyone's image of it because when I grew up Disney. My mom would bring me down here. That's kind of what targeted me to feel like moving to Florida. And she'd bring me down, and I'm like, we're gonna move. Mom, I used to beg her to move. She's like, I'm not moving down there. She has her business established where we were in Jersey. So I made it down here, and I was like, I'm going to work for Mickey Mouse, and I did. And he's a horrible boss. He's a horrible person. He's a horrible mouse. Like he has. He's just, very horrible mouth. And I mean, like they have us underground, and it's like Underground Railroad type thing, and like you just have no idea. Like the unions down there fighting for us to get a quarter raise, and they're like, "No, we're not giving you a raise. You're never getting a raise." Like for a quarter, and then they're telling you. And then this year, our profit after all bills were paid, because they tell you this on onboarding, was $494 billion, and like that's profit after all the bills are paid, and you're just sitting here and like in a quarter for us is too much. Like, and that's just at the one part. We're not even talking about at the other locations in the other areas. And so you just look like, wow, It's wild.
I've never had any like well, I'm not a big fan of unions because like they make a lot of promises too that they never follow through with.
That you pay them every paycheck for.
You know.
Yeah, well, I worked for like one of the auto companies as like an engineer, and like right now we have all the UAW strikes going on. I think at Ford where I work, it's just like one plant for now. It's
I guess you're not part of the UAW?
no, not as an engineer. I'm
Gotcha.
salaried, so it's considered hourly.
Gotcha.
So I mean, we can work, you know, as salary, we can work up to like 10 hours a day, like, you know, without getting any overtime and that kind of.
But when you're salaried, you pretty much, as long as you stay, you have to stay regardless, and there's no increase in pay, or does your company operate differently to make sure that you are able to be compensated for your time adequately?
Well, like I said, you know, if you have to work, if you work beyond 10 hours a day, I think theoretically you're supposed to get overtime, or if you work on weekends or, you know, beyond 60 hours a week or something like that, I think you would get overtime, but it has to be approved before you can take it as well. So
Right. I see.
it's kind of a mess, and I mean, I've used, like years ago, I would do some comp time, like where I would have things, you know, time that went beyond 11 hours or 10 hours, and I would be able to take, you know, comp time for vacation, that kind of thing. But that, I just kind of gave up on that because I just don't like working beyond 10 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like 10 hours of my life out of the 24 I get.
Oh, they love it.
And then, like, you know,
Right.
when I was going into the office, like I work from home now, but when I was going into the office, I'd be on the road for an hour and a half a day, you know, going into Dearborn from Ann Arbor here.
That the commute by itself was just
Yeah, it was just, I was
3 hours of
drained by the time I got home. But at risk of falling asleep on the way home sometimes or too. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because 3, that's 13. And then it's 24 hours in a day, so you're down to 11. And then you're sleeping what? Are you sleeping 8 hours and then you have like 4 hours?
I don't know if I've ever slept 8 hours a day.
Well, that's, I guess, good for you to be able to get stuff done, but not good for your health.
Yeah, I mean, I normally sleep around, like during the week, I'll sleep around 5 hours maybe. Somehow I've been able to manage that for
5 hours really does good. Like they say 8 hours is the standard, but I can fully function off of 4 or 5. But like if you're looking at 2 or 3, I'm probably like I have to go back to sleep. I have to.
I tried about like 4.5 or, you know, that kind of stuff for a while, and it got old real quick there.
Yeah, it's like now I'm gonna get my extra hour and a half, right?
I know that the union that I had to deal with when it came to TJ Maxx was a joke. Like, first of all, TJ Maxx is freaking straight out of the Marshall Islands, which is nothing but a bunch of sweatshops, you know what I mean? So they, yeah, like everything you get from TJ Maxx basically comes from freaking sweatshops, and they import their unions with them, and that's when I first learned the valuable lesson of unionization. And like Walmart does the same thing. Like their unions, they don't establish the union within the people within that store. Like they're literally shipped in from another location.
Jeez.
So you got that going on, and then of course the average person, when they get the job at Walmart, they don't really dig into it and figure that kind of stuff out, you know. So
Yeah, no, they're just going for the money.
I see it like this: like if you're into unions, you're either freaking rich or you're freaking don't know what the hell you're doing, because like poor people don't benefit from the union. That's just my take on
Well,
it.
see, I was never a part of it, but they would always be in there, like I said, validating like why it was important, and we're fighting for this 25-cent raise that Disney. Like, I just know because I sit down there in the basement and they're talking to, and they're attempting to encourage you to sign up for this union and saying that they're fighting. I ended up suing Disney because they were very, very racial. We had some issues. I ended up winning. I didn't get a whole lot of money. I'm not gonna flex like I sued Disney and I'm on top of the world. You're right, but I got a couple dollars because they were found in the wrong. And like that was I didn't stay at Disney long because I don't play that. I don't play that. We're not gonna be nasty to me. You want to be nasty to someone else. You're not gonna be nasty to me. And if I see that you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna address it with you, and then I'm gonna see if my concerns are valid through different avenues, and then when I find out that they are, and yeah, we just go ahead and handle it from there. We don't. Disney's not nice people. Their mindset is not nice anyway, especially when it comes to paying their like workers and making sure people are being treated fairly and just. That's not something that is prioritized. I'm spitting on myself. That's not something that's prioritized, but I feel like that should be the foundation of every decent company, of everyone that actually would like to build some type of loyalty within through their employees, because employees for the most part come to work because they like money, which is great. They want to make some money. But if you get those few people that are actually dedicated to what they do and they come in because they would like to have something to offer. My issue is when we're not even allowing those people to actually have a voice within the company. If you allow your employees to feel as though they're a part of the company, then they'll be more active within the company because they'll understand, hey, I had this implementation. I said that we should do this, and now it's affecting me. Wait, this might have not been a good idea. So now they're being more innovative because they're coming up with different ideas to change because, hey, we used your idea. Hey, this is kind of where your idea got us. Any suggestions? And we're opening the floor to not only you to correct it, but other people as well to assist with the correction. Like, we should be able to be more active within these corporations, but we're not because the corporation is fixated on the income, not really the production.
Well, there's a lot of things that got to change. We got to change the whole way we do a lot of things, like the entire structure, and it's all because of basically, like, if you boiled it down to like what's causing all the problems in the world, it would be one thing, and that's the thought of separation. We think that we're all separate. We've been
Roger,
taught.
are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay.
We've been taught, like through our education systems, through our religions, through just everybody, different cultures, all preach that those people over there aren't us, and what they're doing is wrong and shouldn't.
Social grouping. I
Right.
just spoke about this earlier. You make me so happy that there's people that actually think around here, because people get frustrated with me because I say this and I am not the popular opinion, just like Buster Ways was talking about how you kind of leave the
Right.
to, you know what I mean, to influence the quote unquote masses, and then the masses get upset that you say stuff like, well, you're kind of eliminating yourself. It's like, it's self-annihilation. It's like, oh, you're just being negative. It's like, no, literally giving you on a silver platter all the information you need to detach from this system that has you completely bounded, and you're telling me I'm a loser because you never